Hello everyone, welcome back to Wax On, Wax Off. I am so happy that we're here. Today's a solo episode. We're going to be talking about hustling. We're going to be talking about the hustle culture, what it does to our minds. Is it good? And yeah, I kind of just want to get right into it, give a brief description of kind of what my journey with hustle culture and hustling and grinding and success has been. So I just kind of want to start there. Probably when I was about 14 years old, I've always been an entrepreneurial person, but I really started like fleshing it out. Like, okay, I'm like 4 years from being an adult. What do I want to do with my life? What do I want to be? How do I want to be successful? And I just started diving into people. I looked at people that I wanted to be like. So I guess that would be the first thing that I would say is find people that already are where you want to be, and try and pursue and study what they do. A lot of it is research first. A lot of the people I talked to and a lot of the people I watched always told me, do your research first. Do your research first. And I think what the importance of that is to humble yourself and to build a foundation. I am someone who kind of tends to lead towards like not wanting to build the foundation and just jumping straight into it. And I don't think that that is the best way to do it. Yeah. And I also want to be frank with you guys. Today, I'm not feeling my best right now. My brain, my mental health, my brain, it's not feeling good. I'm not feeling motivated. I did not want to come in here and do a podcast today, but I think part of improving and trying to be yourself and the best version of yourself, I don't even think there is a best version of yourself. I think it's just all you are yourself and you show up and you do everything the best that you can do it. And that is perfection in itself, is doing the best in every moment, because comparing yourself to other people is not good. Comparing yourself to other people leads you into sadness. It leads you into fear. You're afraid that you're not going to do as much as the person you watched on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or heard about or met. So you don't do it, and comparison is the thief of joy. Joy is not knowing about anything else. Like, I have these friends, they live in California in the mountains, and like they know who people are, but they're not like constantly consuming media, so they're just like happy. They're just like, yeah, I'm gonna go outside, hang out with my friends, hang out with my brothers, chill, and they're just happy. And they get mad, like they get mad when their like mom tells them what to do or whatever, but they're not like waking up every morning with the existential dread of how am I going to be like Joe Rogan like I do. Like I wake up in the morning and I'm like, great, another day of not being enough. And that's where like this online hustle culture takes you, is just waking up and knowing that you're not going to be enough. And there's moments where it feels really great and you get this huge dopamine surge and dopamine high of I'm achieving stuff, I'm meeting people, I'm doing stuff, I got this amount of views, I got this amount of likes, but it just fades. And when it all fades away, you're just sad. And that's why I want to do this episode right now, is because I'm in the low part of this right now. And I want to warn you and kind of give the lamentations, the lamenting of what hustle culture does to you. And talk about the good stuff too, because there are good stuff. You want to improve, you want to succeed, you want to do better, you want to be better than you were yesterday. But why? Why do you want to do that? The reason I wanted to do it, because I wanted to I always looked up to people. When I was a kid, I played a lot of pretend, and I pretended to be like a lot of different people. And that was kind of what motivated me. It was like, okay, I want to be like this cowboy that I watched in a Western. I want to be like a superhero. I want to be like whatever, some character from a movie. And then that changed, and it changed to my style and how I dressed and how I talked and acted and what music I listened to and what I did. And then when I got even older than that, it became, what do I want to achieve? And that's when things started kind of going downhill, I guess. They went uphill but downhill at the same time. Because comparison is the thief of joy. And when you listen to a self-help podcast, I love Modern Wisdom, but if you listen to like Modern Wisdom, or even better, like Diary of a CEO, I think this is a good example of one, because it's people having conversations and you kind of idolize different guests that are on the podcast. And I don't think it's a bad podcast. I like it a lot. My dad's been on it. I've gotten to go to the set of it and meet the guy, but it just like eventually it doesn't last. And all the entrepreneurs, Chris Williamson, Stephen Bartlett, or whatever his name is, they're all sad. They all like have these high highs, and then they have these low moments where they're just broken. So it's like, do you really want that? Like, do you want this path of just like ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs and brokenness inside? But it's a hard path, but I guess it has its benefits, and its benefits are those mountaintop experiences where you get to be the man. But I just think it's better. I think it's better from the viewer's perspective. I think it's more utopian to look at someone from an outsider's perspective and see, oh, they get to do this and they get to do that and they get to do that. But what they're worrying about with that person who's getting to be on Joe Rogan, who's getting to succeed, who's getting to hit this amount of sales, they're just thinking about what's the next thing. How am I going to outperform this grandiose thing that I just accomplished? And that's sad. So this kind of leads me to, that was kind of my story with where hustle culture has left me. So it makes you feel like you're not enough, and it pushes sort of unhealthy grinding. But it also teaches you a lot of good things. It teaches me what I'm doing right now, which is doing a podcast when I don't want to, proves that I'm strong and I'm capable. And I think reflection, rest, and keeping a tally of the things you did right really help you in this, because I can look back on this episode in the future and I can say I did something that I didn't want to do when I didn't want to do it. And I think that that's really good, because a lot of times when I have taken I'll be honest, when I've taken a break from a season of the podcast and I've been like, okay, we're not going to release episodes, it was abrupt, it was fast, and it was because I was just tired and I didn't want to do it. So I stopped doing it, put it to the wayside. And then you get this little tug on your heart to like restart and start it again. So then you start it again. And then you do it. A couple weeks goes by. Maybe you're like, okay, this time I'm going to push through this first wave of like, I don't want to do this. And then you push through it. It gets better. And then you get tired again. And then you give up. So that was kind of like, it was like one failure, or not one failure, but one like stopping of doing the podcast. And then it was two stoppings stopped me. It was like two bumps in the road took me out. This time I've gone through at least 2 bumps in the road, and I'm going to keep trying to push through it. This is kind of my 3rd bump in the road right now. And I think that's just the pattern. Like humans, people like to call it burnout a lot. I don't know if it's necessarily burnout. I think burnout is just like a term that people use whenever they get fatigued in their mind of doing something. Like they want to create this term like, oh, I'm burnout, I need to take a break, I need to take a sabbatical. And I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think if you just keep doing something for long enough, you're just going to get past it, because time moves like this. It's like up, I'm feeling great, it goes down, I'm feeling bad, up, I'm feeling great, down, I'm feeling bad. And it's like a sound wave. If you go up and down and up and down and up and down, and if you were on a production editing software for sound, for like a song, and you had these big waves of like different highs and really low lows, and then you zoom it out and you go way out. What that up and down, those massive mountains and waves and valleys look like is just a straight line. And that's what life is like. It's this straight line filled with highs and lows. But when you can take your brain and you can zoom out and you can look at the high highs and the low lows, you can see the pattern. And when you get to see the pattern and understand the pattern, life just looks like a straight line. And it's more consistent. It's better because you have in your head, you are preemptively assuming that because you're at a mountaintop, there's going to be a low. And these things teach you. They teach you. They make you better. And when you understand that, life becomes a little bit easier. And this has helped me through hustle culture. Like right now, I'm not feeling good. I don't feel good. I'm really sad and anxious. But I know that even though I'm in this valley, it's going to get better, and I'm going to push through it, because that's just what happens. Like every time that something bad has happened, something even better has happened after that. So I think part of it is just having faith and trusting that it's not even faith. It's like an educated guess based on the bad things that have happened to me in the past, seeing the good things that come after that. Another good thing is going to come after the bad thing I'm going through right now. Yeah. The next thing I kind of wanted to talk about was progress matters, but rest and peace are also key. So if you're like always go, that's not sustainable. You need to, if you can't drive a car without giving it fuel, and you need to keep giving it fuel and do maintenance on the car. So it's balance. All of life really, truly is balance. It is the yin and the yang. I don't even know if that's how you say it. Yin, yin, yang. I don't know. Whatever. But it's just balancing everything out. You're balancing rest with motion. Because if you rest too much, then you're lazy. And if you go too much, then you're going to be like this fatigued super entrepreneur who's tired and who like actually hates everything that they're doing, even though they're living the dream of them 15, 10, 5 years ago. And I don't want to be like that. So I'm having to consciously balance rest with progress. The next thing is, I don't think that the things that you do even really make you happy in a way. Like I don't know. I'll use my dad for an example. Like the things that like work stresses him out sometimes, and the things that don't stress him out are like the things that he's always done. Like he likes to chill out in the sun and read a book or be on his phone, and that's like fun for him. And he does that still. He's been doing it for 20 years. He now has everything that probably 15-year-old him wanted. But the things that brought him joy back then still bring him joy now. And I think there's something to that. There's these like eternal things, these eternal practices that we still enjoy. And those are the things that like live forever. I'm still fleshing it out and I'm still trying to figure it out. But I just feel like there has to be something more to what we do. Like like no one is still happy. Like no one is happy from just achieving stuff. That's not what it's about. It's about something bigger, and I don't know what the bigger thing is. Some people would say it's God. Some people would say it's relationships with people. Some people would say it's success. And I don't know yet what it is. But I guess we'll kind of flesh that out a little bit more, I guess. Another thing that I wanted to say was don't sacrifice relationships for success. You are enough now. If you have everything in the world, but you lose your soul, you lose your friends, you lose your love for people and for relationships or whatever, you won't be happy. And what is the meaning of life? Why do we even do this? Is it because we're trying to prove to someone, to prove to ourselves, to prove to the world that we are something? So it's like trying to fulfill a brokenness within us. I don't know. I don't know what the meaning of life is. Is it progress? Yeah, I'm just not sure. And I'm also like doing this episode thinking like, is this even a good idea? Like, am I even doing the right thing? But I just wanted to at least show up today. To show up, to be just here. And to kind of be an example of showing up even when you don't want to. Yeah. I'm sorry if this episode isn't going well. I'm sorry if you're confused or if you're like, I don't know what's happening, but just bear with me, I guess. It'll be better in the future. And I hope that my ups and downs can motivate you. If you came into this episode like, I'm feeling super motivated, I'm excited to listen to this podcast, and you see me now, maybe this episode isn't for you right now, but there are other episodes that are. But maybe if you're a person right now who's just in the dumps, you're not feeling good, this episode is helping you by seeing someone who's there with you, who's trying to be a better version of themselves every day, who's trying to become something. Because I don't even know, like, who am I supposed to become? Like, what am I made to do? Is it to progress? Is it to have relationships with people? Is it to be a good person? What does good even mean? Where does good even come from? These are all questions that I have going on in my head right now. Yeah. Last couple things I want to say is you don't need to grind to be valuable. Your value is not in what you do. And this is very hard for me because I think inherently from a young age that what I did was how people will perceive me. If I perform well, you will like me more, which is kind of true in a way. It's like semantics to say that it's not true. But there are some people who love you no matter what. And those are the people that you really need to keep around in an inner circle. It's the people that are there, even when you're not at your best. And I have those people in my life right now, like my girlfriend. She's really great. And she's there for me even when I feel like crap. And my family's there for me. Even when I feel like crap, my friends are there for me. And I picked out good people who are there throughout the highs and lows. And then I have other people in my life who use me for what I can give them. And then once I do something for them, once I give them what they wanted, they're on to the next thing, and then they leave you and they hurt you. And there are people like that they're like emotional leeches. They're just like sneaky little rats who want to climb, and that's what those people are on their own journey, and they're trying to heal themselves and figure that out. The last thing I want to say is, how do you balance hustle and life? I don't do it well. I try my best. So I was talking about this with a friend the other day. And she was like, things aren't going the way I want it to. Things aren't going the way I want it to. My first response was, well, usually for me, what I do when things aren't going the way I want it to is I do the best that I can and stress every single option to try and make things go the way I want it to. And even if it doesn't work, I know that I did the best that I could. And that's the most important thing to me, is that I know that I did everything that I possibly could in this scenario to make things go my way. So even if it doesn't work out, I'm still going to be proud that I at least tried. So when it comes to balance, I don't do it perfectly, and I don't always get the outcomes that I want. But I try, and I can look back on that with gratitude and with pride, feeling like, okay, I at least I tried. At least I did my best. And I get better every single time because I reflect on that and I see how I did and try and improve that and take that and dissect that and figure out what is the optimized version of the optimized version every single time. Yeah. So I'm sorry if this episode was confusing. Just know that I'm trying my best, and for those of you who are trying your best, I'm here for you. I'm here with you. I'm just trying to keep going and push through even when I don't want to do stuff, even when I don't want to do a podcast, because content is hard because it gets discouraging and people don't respond to it as much, or people don't like it or whatever. Like, I don't know. I'm just like trying to also be real, like be a person on here, not just be this like talking head that's always just like put together. And because I think that's what people like about certain people, is they like that they're kind of just human, like Theo Vaughn. That's why I like him, because he's just human, and he's just there, and he shows up and he does the best that he can. Some days it's great, some days it's not great, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's just like, I'm just gonna be a human, and I think I'm gonna maybe, at least what I'm feeling right now is maybe move away from some of the hustle stuff. Like, success is actually, there's something more transcendent than success in politics. It's like, what did I write the other day? It's really hard to be transcendent. What does transcendent mean? Transcendent means this like eternal spiritual energy that exists, like the God energy that exists in the world. Like these like spiritual, like they're not in the physical realm. It's just like it's the ultimate purpose, the pinnacle of human experience is transcendent of earthly things. It's really hard to be transcendent and political at the same time. Within my own life, I'm trying to be more and more less political and more transcendent of two-dimensional things like politics. And I think that like this hustle grind thing, it for some people it works really well. But it doesn't translate well to the masses. Like when you like, that's why I think religion, like in Christianity, they try and teach people like all or nothing. Like it's like technically, if you look at the rules, like you can do up to this extent, but then they just like to like, is it easier to fiddle around with alcohol or just say no alcohol at all? It's way easier to say no alcohol at all, because then for the people that are totally good with drinking a little bit, which I don't think there's any level of alcohol that is a healthy level of alcohol, because it is a neurotoxin. Every single time you drink, it is bad for you and it hurts you. That's a fact. That's a fact. But on the other hand, biblically, we see that Jesus drank or whatever. So then you have this like nuance. It's hard to teach nuance to people. So how do you teach the masses about a certain topic that's nuanced? You just say, no, it's bad, don't do it. but then people like feel like you're being intellectually dishonest. And I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to talk about things like this without being like, yeah, go for it, go for it, go for it. When in fact, it's nuanced, and teaching the balance is really hard. And that's like kind of like, I guess that goes with this wax on, wax off theme. Like Mr. Miyagi teaching balance to the Karate Kid. I'm not Mr. Miyagi. I'm definitely the kid in this scenario. But trying to find the balance and like make our generation as good as possible. If you like this, I guess it sounds cheesy, but go and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And like it, comment, whatever, all that jazz. I'm sorry if this episode wasn't super helpful. I'm trying my best. And we got really cool stuff planned for you next week. Very special guest. Also, if you haven't yet listened to episodes before this one, go listen to episodes before this one. Yeah. Thank you for being here with me. Pray for me if you pray. And meditate for me if you meditate. Yeah. Pushing through. Keep going, everyone. I love you guys. Later.